Well, Germany and France have summoned Ukraine's ambassadors over the protest in Kyiv and other cities. Let's now talk more on the European stance on the unrest with Aymeric Chauprade, Foreign Affairs Advisor for the French National Front. Thank you so much, Mr. Chauprade, for joining us here on RT International to discuss the situation in Kyiv and around it. So, now, let's talk about the recent developments and the Western governments summoning their ambassadors. What do you think is the message that they're trying to send here?
So I think it's a very dangerous situation that's happening now in Ukraine because the US and the European Union interfere into Ukrainian affairs. And I think it's a very dangerous position because it could create a very bad division of the country, and there is a risk of civil war, which is not the case now because we are talking about protesters. Most of them are in the west of the country, not in Kyiv, which is quite stable, but there are some problems also. So what I think is the position from Western countries is dangerous because it could worsen the situation inside Ukraine and at the same time worsen the relationship between Russia and the Western world.
Well, you know, as we speak, there is an economic forum taking place in Switzerland in Davos. And in fact, what happened there, police has detained demonstrators who were rallying in support for the unrest in Ukraine. Should we expect the EU to react?
I would say the EU should underline the fact that a part of these protesters are far-right movement, very dangerous. Some of them are neo-Nazis. And this is something that is a real risk for the Ukrainian foundation of democracy. And if we are talking about right and law, we should defend the Ukraine democracy because the president, Yanukovych, has been elected. It's a regular election. He has been elected, he has been chosen by the Ukrainian people. So, of course, you can contest this election, but not by using violence, not by invading official buildings and administration, not by creating very harsh violence against the authorities. So, as I told you, I really think that the position of EU is dangerous because it will weaken the foundation of democracy in Ukraine, and it could create a division between West and East.
Well, you see, as you said earlier, those in the West, I mean, some people in the West are watching the situation unfolding in Ukraine very, very closely. And the EU is even threatening sanctions. So what impact, in your opinion, will these warnings have on the situation in Ukraine?
You know, we should underline the fact that the real reason why EU and the US are backing the protesters, are pushing in this movement, in this situation against the legal government, the only reason, the most important reason, it is geopolitical interest. Because this Western government just want Ukraine to enter NATO and to be a part of the NATO project in order to roll back Russia's influence in the regions. So, for me, it is clearly an aggression against the balance between Russia and the Western world. It is an aggression against peace, and that's the reason why we have to be very cautious. We, in the Western world, if we want to keep peace, we should not interfere into the affairs of Ukraine. We should defend the legality of democracy and not backing this movement. Some of them are very provocative. Can you imagine that some opposition leaders have declared that they will create a war against Russia? Others have said that they should become a kind of martyr in order to create a situation of very strong tension between the different parts of the country. So just defend the legality. There is a president. We have to push and to back the talks between the opposition and the president. But as I told you, the president has been elected again.
All right, thanks for your thoughts, Mr. Aymeric Chauprade, Foreign Affairs Advisor to the leader of the National Front, Marine Le Pen.
Thank you.
Opposition leader Vitaly